Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, we're just going to do another velocity banking review. Have you ever noticed in this channel, I like to use the words dreaming, brainwashing, cult. And the reason I like to use those words is because I really want you to internalize what we talk about this channel. Okay. So one of the things that we talk about in this channel is debt payoff. And I want you to dream about during while you sleep and also while you're awake too. Because don't people dream while they're awake? We're gonna dream about debt payoff. And the easiest way to internalize this dream about debt payoff is just study velocity banking over and over again. I think this is my third video of the day for velocity banking. It's either my second or the third. And we're gonna just do it one more time before we go to sleep today. And it's going to be so easy, right? So, what is velocity banking? All it is a debt payoff strategy where you use your line of credit as your main operating account. Okay. And you might be like, I have no idea what that means. Okay. First of all, we're just dumping all of our money into debt. That's all that means. Okay. So, in order to do velocity banking, there's only two things that we need. Number one is a budget. And then number two is a line of credit that we're going to use as our main operating account. So we have a budget here, and then we also have a line of credit here. So you might think, what's a line of credit? Well, a credit card's a line of credit, but there's also personal home equity lines of credit. So it's just kind of like a credit card like device. And if you have a home equity line of credit, well, basically, the bank will give you a credit card like device in exchange for your home equity as collateral, right? So in plain English, that means you could get like a 280 or 200 or $300,000 credit card like financial instrument if you have enough equity in your home. Okay, that's all it means. Okay, it's not as complicated as one would think. I remember when I first heard the term home equity, like, what's that? That makes no sense to me. And then I always thought it was strange how the value of a home is like dependent on what someone else across the street bought for the or someone else bought for the street across the home. Took me a long time to internalize that because I'm, maybe because I'm like an individual rebel, I don't follow what other people do. So, like, if you ever have that mindset, then the comparable sales method in real estate will make absolutely no sense to you, which it did, at least for me, for the longest time. Okay. All right. So, let's go ahead and do the velocity banking portion of this, which we assume the same income expenses. But here's the crazy part that most people have trouble with: zero savings, right? Zero savings. How do you have zero savings, but you have something called cash flow? Well, if you take a look at this is how my checking account summary looks after every single statement, where the beginning balance is zero and the ending balance is zero. Because what is velocity banking? Dumping all of our money into debt with the help of a line of credit. You see how easy that is? So, what we're trying to do is we're trying to increase something called our cash flow, and what we do is we move what we call inefficient debt, usually high interest rate credit cards and short term loans, into that line of credit so that this becomes as bigly as possible. I forgot who uses the word bigly, but as big as possible. Okay. When we start this debt payoff strategy, and then once we optimally set it up, we put our entire paycheck into the line of credit, and then we take our expenses out, and then we do it over and over again. And so we're going to remove this cash flow is the amount that our debt will be removed after every single month, plus some interest costs of a line of credit. Okay. And you might be wondering who's going to give you a $50,000 line of credit. I don't know. To me, that's a small line of credit because I have over $575,000 in lines of credit. You know what I mean? And if you want to know the secret, I say this almost every single video, but you got to internalize it. You got to dream about it. You got to brainwash yourself that banks don't lend money to people who need it. But we're just going to make the demonstration easy and say, hey, what if there was a bank that did give us a line of credit at this stage when we needed it? And then we'll just go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to do this 15 0. So if you actually sum up these credit cards, it's $42,000 of debt. Okay, $42,000 of debt. And guess what happens to these two credit cards? Oh my goodness. It goes from $394 to 1,700 in cash flow. That's how do we do that? Right? So again, if you want to know the cheat code and what to move into the line of credit, mortgage usually never gets moved to the line of credit, right? It's the debt that we tack last, and the things that we can move to the line of credit are usually high interest rate credit cards and short-term loans like those buy now, pay laters that last for like 1 to 1.5 years, right? But just by moving these two credit cards, take a look at this, $394 and then $1,700 of cash flow. And then we're going to dump our entire paycheck, 5,000 to line of credit, expenses out, and then rinse and repeat over and over again, right? And so now what we're going to do is do some formulas, right? So we're going to do this 1737.19. So all this is to get the next month's balance is a previous month's balance, previous month's interest minus this cash flow number. And how do we calculate the interest? It's based on the average daily balance, right? That's how lines of credit calculate interest rates. And then we multiply by 0.08, right, which is the interest rate, and then divide by 12 because it's going to be monthly calculation. The interest rate is always annual, but it's calculated monthly. And now all we do is just copy and paste these formulas over and over again. And then you see how easy this is. Whoa, this is really easy, right? And just copy and paste, copy and paste. And look at that, okay? Control C, Control V, and then in month 27, look at that. That's all paid off. Easy peasy, 27 months to pay off $42,000 of debt, okay? Now I'm going to make this really simple, right? Because we only have 3 more loans to pay off. And so I luckily have this loan calculator right here where we could figure out the current balance based on the month. So we're in month 27. And take a look at this, right? We only got $10,000 left in this auto loan. And if we pay it, move it to the line of credit, we actually get more cash flow than paying off this $27,000 student loan, right? So that's why it's most advantageous to pay this off. So let's go ahead and copy and paste this, right? We're going to do that. And we're going to just add plus 10584.46. And then by moving this auto loan, this goes to 0, right? And then your cash flow is now increased to over $2,000. Can you believe it? That's insane. I feel so brainwashed that I feel like I'm going to dream about this tonight. All right. Okay. All right. So now month 32, that auto loan is pretty much paid off, right? And so now we got to go for the student loan and the mortgage. So let's go back to the loan calculator again. All right. So loan calculator, month 32, right? So did I have right? Okay. So month 32, 32 months, and it's 42 plus 17, right? So that's 59K. 59K. Okay. And so 32, right? 32. So this is now 0. This is now 32, right? And then should we move this into a line of credit? It depends. It depends on this cash flow index number. And I'm not going to explain it too much, but basically anything under 50, we're okay with paying off because we get a significant amount of cash flow. 50 to 100 is like, but anything over 100, we definitely don't want to move into a line of credit, but we'll just be a little bit lazy today and move this 26 grand. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. Plus 26059.53. And then, okay, and then this is now 0. And our cash flow is 2,400 and something dollars. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to paste this. And now we're going to type in our new cash flow, 483.37. And then we're going to copy and paste. And how long is it going to take us to attack that student loan? 43 months. So 43 months. Now that's 59 plus 33, 92K. And let's just go here. Okay, so 43 months. This is 43. This is 0. Now, I just want to show you something. I'm not saying that you have to do this, but what if we moved? So this is 43 months, right? So 170 minus 156, that's about 14K of the balance of the loan shaved off, right? So what if we just move 14K into the line of credit, which what we're going to do right here, 14,000. How long would it take to pay it off? And you will see that it takes about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 months, right? But we basically paid off in 6 months. Okay, 6 months to pay off 14K. Get when we do it with the way that the bank wants us to pay it, it took us 43 months. And why did it take us 43 months? Because we paid all of that interest, right? 17 grand of interest. So one way that we can pay off this loan is by using what we call the chunking method, which is just um, transferring pieces of the principal into the line of credit and then eliminating it with our cash flow. Okay. And luckily, we have a velocity banking calculator for this. So give me one moment to open it up. All right, here's our velocity banking calculator provided by Renatus. So just going to make a quick plug. If you're interested in not only learning about velocity banking, but also about real estate investing and financial literacy, go ahead and click the Google form link below because this is just one thing that I've learned from Renatus. And I'm really excited to share what I've learned with you um, I'm sorry, learn from Renatus with you. So if you're interested in kind of taking it to the next level, click the Google form link below. Okay. So this is a calculator provided by them. And I got this because I'm a student. And all I got to do, what's really cool is all I got to do is just type in numbers and look how it's basically plug and play, right? And I paid this off in 4.5 years. Okay, I just do little $5,000 chunks. Now you can increase the chunk, but it really makes no difference. So if I do $10,000 chunks, look how the interest gets increased because doing a bigger chunk doesn't mean that you paid the debt off quicker, right? You just want to do a small chunk, right? Similar to your paycheck, and then you should be fine. And you can see it's 4.5 years, right? So 4.5 years. So now this is 43 divided by 12 plus 4.5, 4.5. 8.8 years, 8.08 years, and then we are debt free. Okay, so that's 92 plus 170, so that's 262K debt free. See how easy that was? See, all you gotta do is just do it over and over again, and you're gonna dream about it, right? We dream about situations where, we're making decent money, but we could probably could do a little bit better versus, hey, we're really, 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 really rich, like 16 grand a month, and we can even be richer, right? That's what we're gonna do. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for today, everybody. This is Korean Atlanta mentorship, and I don't know what to say. So, should we say, "Hey, let's sleep and dream about velocity banking"? Well, maybe that's what I should say because that's the thumbnail of the video. So let's go ahead and before we go to sleep tonight, we're happy, sweet dreams about velocity banking and having your debt paid off. And yeah, have a great night. This is this is not velocity banking. This is Korean Atlanta mentorship.